Top 10 pranks that went too far. Number 10. Cambodian TV show Like It or Not played a heartless Mother's Day prank on a 13-year-old girl, fooling her into believing she was going to be reunited with her long-lost mother. Teenage singer Autumn Allen, who hadn't seen her mum since she was 6, began to tear up on live TV in anticipation of the reunion, but instead she was greeted by a male comedian wearing a dress and a wig. The prank was criticised heavily on social media, eventually leading to an apology from the TV show. Number 9. Linda Brown caused a riot after she pranked shoppers by posing as a lottery winner and promising to pay for everyone's shopping. Brown hired a limo and was dropped off at Burlington clothes store. She announced to shoppers that she'd pay for up to $500 of each shopper's merchandise. Word got out and the store quickly filled with more than 500 customers in store and a further 1,000 waiting outside. The cashiers began bagging up customers' purchases, but by the time the store's employees realised Brown didn't have any cash, she'd already taken off in the limo. When the angry customers realised they weren't getting their clothes for free, they stole the goods, trashing the store in the process. Number 8. Firefighter Tenny Pierce won $2.7 million in damages after he was secretly served dog food by his employers in the Los Angeles Fire Department. While Pierce was eating the plate of spaghetti, he noticed his colleagues bursting out in laughter whenever he took a bite. After the incident, his co-workers taunted him by barking like dogs whenever he walked past. They claimed the incident was a prank meant to humble Pierce, who was nicknamed Big Dog. But in court, Pierce argued that the stunt was racial harassment. Number 7. 2 members of France's far-right political party National Front were permanently banned from the party after they were found guilty of pranking the party leader's husband, Louis Alliot. At a press conference held by Louis Alliot, disgruntled politicians Jean-David Eckham and Jean-Baptiste de France unscrewed light bulbs and spiked his wine with laxatives in an attempt to embarrass Alliot. The prank was one of a series that had gripped the party after an internal row concerning France's gay marriage laws. Number 6. Top-ranking London City official Glenn Howlett sued his employers after a prank by top-level managers backfired. While on holiday, Howlett was sent a memo stating that he only had 2 weeks to present a big report. Howlett cut his trip short and worked frantically to complete the task, suffering heart palpitations and eventually collapsing. Unable to handle the stress, Howlett applied for early retirement. It was only at this point that he discovered that the memo he'd been sent was a fake. Howlett sued his employers for damages, which led to City Hall banning employees from pulling pranks again. Number 5. In 1998, British writer William Boyd and singer David Bowie fooled the art world when they published a biography about a fictitious painter called Nat Tate. In the fake biography, Tate was described as an artist who destroyed 99% of his work before committing suicide. The biography aimed to expose the pretensions of the art world, in which hype is often worth more than talent. At the book's launch party, Bowie read extracts from the biography, and members of the art world audience responded with their memories of Tate and his work, in order not to appear out of touch. Number 4. Gianni Catanzaro postponed his wedding after a workplace prank burned his legs so badly that he needed skin grafts. Binding his arms and legs, Catanzaro's supervisor cut off his clothes before pelting him with eggs. The hijinks then took a turn for the worse when his supervisor poured petrol around his feet and lit it. Struggling to escape, Catanzaro fell into the fire. His extensive injury caused him to lose his job, but he was eventually given financial compensation after his supervisor was fined for damages by the industrial court. Number 3. An innocent prank phone call by a pair of Australian radio hosts led to the suicide of nurse Jacinta Saldana after the joke gained international attention. When British royal family member Kate Middleton was admitted to hospital, Australian radio hosts Mel Gregg and Mike Christian called the hospital pretending to be the Queen and Prince Charles. Saldana answered their call and fell for the prank, transferring the call to the nurse who was treating Middleton. The prank caused a worldwide media storm, leading to Saldana taking her own life 3 days later. Number 2. Teenager Sergei Kasper died after a prank went wrong and caused him to suffocate to death. Kasper, wrapped in cling film by his classmates, was plunged feet first into a toilet. The students then continued the prank, bringing Kasper back to his classroom where his teacher watched on. With his legs and arms tied up, Kasper tripped, crushing his esophagus on his teacher's desk as his classmates laughed. By the time the pranksters realised that Kasper was seriously injured, it was already too late. Number 1. 16-year-old Jordan Morlan accidentally hung himself in a Halloween prank in which he tried to scare his little sister. Slipping his head through a noose decoration hanging in his front yard, Morlan quickly became disorientated and lost consciousness. His mum initially didn't believe he was dying, as Morlan had been playing pranks on the family all day. But when she realised that Morlan had stopped moving, she rang paramedics, who rushed him to hospital. Sadly, Morlan died of organ failure soon after.